What's up, guys? Ricky here with another review on the King Spawn and Demon Minions by McFarlane Toys. So this just came in. Literally, I just got it dropped off and was like, I got to get this video out for you all. And I don't think I've seen too many videos or reviews on it yet. So hopefully I can get it out there so you can check it out. So first of all, this figure is exceptional, especially in person. So it's a little more on the expensive side for some of the McFarlane stuff, but it looks like it comes with a lot. And it's actually in a big box. So you couldn't tell that from the pictures. I thought it was kind of the standard 7-inch box that they use, but it is different. So here you go. So real quick, so of course, like usual, you have good good details, good textures, but they did some really cool stuff with the paint application too, which looks really good. So this is King Spawn. It is different. It is a different head than the what is it, Nightmare Spawn, I believe. I think that's what it is. But I'll do a side-by-side comparison just to compare those. But you have red on the horns, really cool spawn design there, really cool textures here, and it looks like they did a potential wash, maybe a gray wash all over it, which looks really good, fills in those creases. You kind of got a two-tone thing on the black there, so it looks like black with a little bit of gray, which looks really nice. Right, they painted all the gauntlets, which look really good. Also a wash on there, and this is something they don't typically do, but they, went all out on this one, which looks good. And you got the wings there that look nice. They're already connected to the back. It looks like they washed this, right? The chains look better. They did the same thing on all these pieces, even the club foot. And then here's these little minions here. Look very cool, very creepy, like that. And then looks like we got the card back there, and it looks like we got a bunch of weapons. Back there, and that's kind of hard to see. But yeah, so yeah, this thing's massive. I'm really, really excited about this one. So here we go. So here's the side of the package, looking pretty good. Here's the back of the package with some really good imagery there. Like, look at that. That looks nice. Curious why his horns are red on the figure, but they look like they're just kind of standard here. Not real sure. I do have King Spawn comics, but I can't remember if it showed up that way or not in there. But then the same image on the side. Perfect. So let's open this up and see what we're looking at. Okay, here is King Spawn out of the package, and this figure is outstanding. I am stoked. So this thing's sick. Okay, so obviously it does not come with the stand. I just put the stand up there because he's a flying character, right? Okay, so let's take a look real quick. So first, the wings. Wings look nice. What they did is they have the gray, and then they dry brushed brown over the top. So dry brushing the brown really kind of brings out those textures and details. So it's definitely a brownish color, which looks really, really good. Okay, so like I said, you saw the details, right? You have red kind of going throughout. You have this wash on it, this kind of gray wash, and you can really, it's very apparent on the gauntlet and on the boot, right? So it looks pretty good, kind of weathered. Looks nice. You could probably do a black if you really wanted to make it stick out more, but I don't think you need to. It looks great as is. Now, the only thing is the hand has a spot on it that's not painted. So if that bothers you, you might want to paint that. But look at that. You got nice painting on the gauntlets, the spikes, the horns, the textures are amazing. Comes with these minions, so we can look at those real quick. And then does come with a bunch of weapons. So it's kind of like getting a 7-inch scale figure with extra little characters and the weapons accessory pack. So the only problem is they are fine. The weapons are fine. The only thing is they're not really painted. So they're painted brown, so you have the brown on it. But the gray is just gray plastic. So if you want to make these look better, which I will do, I'm just going to do a little black wash on them. So that's going to fill in those textures and details, and then they're going to look much, much better. But for the most part, they look great. There's a few of them that are a little warped out of the package, which is very normal because of the type of rubber they use, but it is what it is. So here we go. So here's one of the minions here. So it looks pretty good. So it does have a little articulation, so that's kind of cool. Has some good painting on the teeth. All right, so it looks good. The mouth is a different tone. Looks nice. Looks like they did a... Yeah, let me look here real quick. So it looks like they did... It's like a brownish color. It looks like they dry brushed a little brown over the top. Right, just to really fill in some of those details. So they did actually do some extra paint applications on this, which looks good. So you have that minion. You have this minion here. So this one, and it looks like they did a similar thing here. Trying to see closer what these details look like. Hold on. Yeah, so really cool. I like the eyes, right? They painted the tongue and the teeth there. There you go, that looks much better. And it looks like they might have done a wash on it to make it look good. Okay, looks good. It looks like they did a wash, but yeah, looks pretty good. And then let me do the last one here. And then hopefully King Spawn does not fall over, because I have him kind of helping support here. Okay, looks like we're safe here. And then you got this one, same thing, eyes. They painted the teeth well. And got some good paint applications here too. Well, this one they didn't do a wash on. But still looks pretty good overall, so looks nice. Okay, and here's the card, King Spawn, cool artwork, and then here is the bio. If you want to read it, you can pause your screen now. Cool, okay. And then I wanted to show you a close-up of the weapons. So this is one of them. Like I said, just gray plastic. Black wash will do much better there. So we have that one. We have this one here. We have a Tommy gun. We have this one here. We have a shotgun. And then we have these two weapons that are in his hand. So we have this one. These are kind of more high-tech, so that's why I put them in his hands. So those look good. Okay, cool. So let's get into the articulation. Here we go. We got the head. The head moves up very far, which is nice. Very cool. So it moves up far, moves down about that far. Pretty cool. You got a nice head pivot there, head tilt, nice rotation. So I like the articulation really well on that. Okay, so we also have the arms here, go up a little, about 90 degrees, maybe a little higher. You have a bicep swivel there. You have double jointed elbows. So you can get it in some cool poses there. You also have wrist articulation as well, which is nice. You have a diaphragm joint, so leans forward pretty far, so you can get some really epic flying poses, which is really cool. You got back, it goes back about that far, so back pretty far, very sweet. Let's see, we have the legs, they go, and the split's about that far. They go up, not quite 90 degrees. You have double jointed knees, you have ankle articulation, pivot, and toe articulation as well. So overall, the articulation on this is very good, and the wings too. Sorry, the wings also are on a ball joint, which you can see right there, and they move forward and back actually pretty easy. So overall, the articulation on this guy is really, really good. So let's look at the minions real quick. Okay, so this little guy has just forward articulation, so shoulder articulation, and that is it. So just two shoulder articulation spots on him. This guy, so same shoulder articulation, and that is it there, so just shoulders. And then this one is also the same, so just shoulder articulation, so very cool. So there's a little bit of movement you can do with those. Okay, here is a quick size comparison. So we have King Spawn in the middle. To the right, we have Medieval Spawn. To the far right, we have Redeemer. To the left, we have Nightmare Spawn. To the far left, we have the Spawn out of the Spawn Batman 2-pack. And in the back, we have Monolith. So, as you can see, King Spawn stands at a pretty normal height. So he is shorter than Medieval Spawn, but Medieval Spawn is quite a bit taller for most of the spawns. He stands the same height as Nightmare Spawn. And around the same height as the original Spawn there on the far left. So Redeemer's a little bit taller, so is Medieval Spawn, and Monolith is obviously quite a bit taller. So let's look real quick here. So looks like King Spawn is 7¼ inches tall, and that also puts him at about an 18½ centimeters. So I think he fits in pretty well as far as scale. So now let's do a quick close-up of him and Nightmare Spawn so you can see the differences. Okay, so as you can see real quick, so you see the head there on King Spawn, and then you can see Nightmare Spawn's head, so you can tell, and let's see if I can get him a little bit closer here. So here we go, I'll put his wings back. There we go. Let's see if you can see the difference here. So you can see they are not quite the same, right? So they do have both the horns. These horns are bigger, right? And the mouth is a little bit different shaped, right? And this one has more of that spawn look. So they didn't use the same head, which is pretty cool. So, which is neat. So I thought they may have reused that. So that looks really good. So let's get into final thoughts real quick. Okay, so final thoughts on King Spawn. I absolutely love this figure. So one, I love all the weapons it comes with. Love the little minions it comes with. But overall, just the figure itself, they did such a great job on, right? Everything from, right, dry brushing the brown on the wings to just differentiate them and make them look a little more, you know, show off those details and textures. The guns could have used a little improvement with the black wash, but I will do that myself. But the figure itself, like all the details, the sculpt, they did a wash over the top of it too. Just they went all out on this one, which I think is really awesome. So I have a feeling, right, we'll be doing a top 10, by the way, so I'd like to do a top 10 every year of action figures of the year, and this one I think is probably going to make the list. I don't want to jump the gun here, but this thing is super, super sick, so really loving that. So if you have not picked this up, pick it up. I got this one from McFarlanetoystore.com, and it's exceptional. It's a really, really good figure to have. So, yeah, look at that. Love it. Okay, cool. Well, thank you all so much for tuning in. Like and subscribe. Thank you all for following this channel. I'll keep bringing customizations, reviews, etc. to you all. And again, appreciate the support. We're at, I think we're getting close to 2,200 subscribers. So thank you all. Let's see if we can get to 3,000. That'll be awesome. But in the meantime, thank you again, and I'll catch you all in the next video.